So you have a flash drive or a pen drive and you put it into your machine to copy something or to work on something on your drive. Then when at the moment you want to copy something from the drive or onto the drive, you are then prompted by this information saying your drive is write protected. You know damn well you're the one who did something as such. So you begin to fuss if we are like more people I know. Or to simply put, you would also begin to research and try to find ways and means in which you solve this problem that had come out of thin air. Whatever be the case, here are 3 possible solutions that can help you solve this quicker and better. So method 1, scan for viruses or scan for virus threats on your drive. So you right click on your drive and you select scan with Windows Defender. Now first, I'm saying Windows Defender because defaultly for Windows devices, that's the default Windows antivirus that is available. But again, if you have any form of antivirus, let's say McAfee, Bits Defender, or any form on your device or your PC, you can use that as well. Right clicking on the pen drive or a removable disk generally has the pop-up with an antivirus extension right in the pop-up menu. So you can use that. So if let's say you're on McAfee, when you right click you have an access to scan with McAfee or scan with antivirus also there. So you can do that as well. Now after the scan, if the scan produces any possible results that are virus prone or you notice that there are no files on your system, then you immediately delete them to take the error off to save you from any future problems. Now another thing to note, if you are using an SD card or an SD flash drive, normally people don't notice this, but with an SD card there's this switch button right at the corner of the drive. It's usually positioned I think on the left. More times people don't notice it, but sometimes your hand or mistakenly you might also push it down, which enables a lock feature on the drive. It protects the information on the drive. Now this prevents stuff on the drive from being copied from the drive. So it also prompts up the same write protection. Pushing it off will generally put the write protection off. So you can actually copy things from the drive if this be the case for you. Now after these methods, if by any means they still did not work or you still weren't able to remove the write protection, we can now move to method 2. This generally involves checking on your drive to make sure some things are in order. First of all, check to make sure that your drive is not full. Generally, if the drive is full, we are then prompted by these informations, such as the drive is full, delete some files before you can be able to copy other files onto the drive. Or sometimes you are prompted that the file can be copied. In case that is the situation for you, I advise you check on the drive to copy things off, or if possible, find ways of deleting files on the drive or copy them somewhere so you can copy or work on the drive. Anything that works for you to make your drive work. So another thing I want you to also check is if there are specific files on the drive which are write protected. Sometimes we download files from the internet or we copy files from other people which have a form of permissions that are only accessible by them. You may take a drive and the only access or permission granted is just to read the file. You can only view the file, you can copy the file. You can sometimes even not even read or view the file. It's also a hidden file. Now these permissions trigger the file to misbehave on the system, say a pen drive or a flash drive. So what you can do is make sure you check through all the files to just make sure they are not write protected. To do this, all you have to do is right click on any of the files, go to properties. At properties, you move to the permissions section, which is generally located at the bottom section. Now when you get to the permissions section, just make sure that if any is marked as read-only, you uncheck it to allow more permissions. Now doing this will generally mean that you are now granting the drive or the file access to be used by anybody or any person. Now if by any case this can't be possible on the file, then that means the file is generally more encrypted. So what you can do is just copy the file off the drive so you can be able to use your drive. Another thing for the method 2 to also check for is file names. Sometimes files that have long file names generally trigger errors, especially files that exceed 256 characters. So check for that as well. Now if all these don't work, then I think you need to get your net glasses on because we are going to do a little tinkering at this section for method 3. So what I want you to do is to just click on the Windows bar and search for command prompt. Then right click to run the command prompt as what administrator. Then you type dixpath. Now when you type dixpath, then you press enter. Next, then you type listdix. Now when you type listdix and you press enter again, you should now see a list of currently mounted disks that are on your drive. Now identify that of your drive or your pen drive or your flash drive among the list. Now when you do that, what I want you to do is now you select the disk. Selecting the disk, what you have to do is just type select disk. So if the disk number is 2, you add 2 to it. If the disk number is 1 as well, you add 1 to it. Once selected, now you enter the following command. Attribute disk clear read only, just as is shown on the screen. I'll put these commands also down in the description section, so in case you want to do a quick copy and paste, it will be easier for you. After you do this, then press enter. What you've now done is you've now cleared any remaining read-only file attribute from your USB drive. So you then see a prompt that is shown on your screen. Now if by any means or if by any reason this still doesn't work, we are going to use another method, which is still under method 3, which basically is reusing the Windows Registry option. Now what I want you to do is click on the Windows button right on the keyboard and type Registry. The registry will pop up. Or in simple, let me show you a shortcut. You can press on the Windows button and the arrow. A run dialog will pop up. You type regedit and then you press enter. You have to navigate to the following locations. So you find the HK local machine, then you move to system, current, control set, control storage device policies. Now when you get to storage device policies, now when you get to the last folder, now look for a key named write protect. Double click on it. Now double clicking on it will open and edit the word 32-bit value box. And you will see a set of values in there, mostly ones or zeros. Ones meaning it has been enabled and 0 meaning it has been disabled. Note that this 1, you click on the box and change it to 0, meaning you've then disabled write protection. If it already is in 0, still click the 0 and add 0 again. Now after that, this should work. But if by any bad luck you still have write protection on your drive, then your last option will be to format the drive. I know this is risky, but that is the only option you have at this moment. So what I would advise is to try to copy the files from the drive onto your system or another system. Then you format the drive. When you right click, then you open up the format. Untick the quick format so that it takes its time to format. That way it takes everything off, resets it to the default settings as it was meant to be. Use that method as well. Now when you are done, you can just copy your files back and use your drive as you go. Now that has been the last draw in the band, and if you find the video interesting, I want you to drop a like, if not a dislike. But all in all, subscribing to the channel would be a good thing. I would also want you to drop a comment if you want us to talk about something. If you have more information on this topic in particular you want to share, the world is vast enough for a lot of knowledge. So without wasting much time, I've been your host, Melon, for MTT.